In today's BTG episode, Nicole hears something from her ex that she can't quite comprehend. Anita and Vernon have a candid conversation that leaves them rocked. Haley storms out on Bill, and Vanessa confesses the truth about her relationship with Doug to Donald. Anita learns she has breast cancer, and Leslie spreads Christmas cheer and gossip about Vernon. At the Duprees, Tracy asks what's going on with Sharon. Sharon lies that she isn't keeping secrets. As they argue about whether or not Sharon told someone about the diagnosis, Vernon walks in and overhears Sharon say she won't tell Vernon. He hugs them and they lie about visiting for Christmas. He asks where his wife is. They cover that Anita's seeing her ophthalmologist and he knows they're lying but assumes they're keeping a Christmas secret for his wife. Tracy goes to the restroom while Sharon tells him nobody knows what's going on with them, not to worry. Vernon admits Leslie saw them together but won't say anything, at least not now. Not that he trusts her, Tracy interrupts and the ladies leave. Anita learns from Dr. On that she has triple-negative breast cancer. It's an aggressive form of invasive cancer. It lacks estrogen receptors, progesterone receptors, and HER2 protein, meaning the standard HER2 drugs don't work. The doctor says they have options, but the cancer is more prone to recurrence and often linked to BRCA1 mutations in Black women. It grows and spreads quickly, they need to get on this. Anita stares off, nodding, mouth open as she takes the horrible news in. It's overwhelming, she says, but An wants her to make a decision on treatment now. She's on board with treatment and is told what comes next with scheduling treatments. Anita barely hears her voice. An asks her to bring a support person with her to help. She nods and holds back tears, then asks for a moment alone where she absorbs the news as the tears fall. Andre sets up Danny's tree at her house. She wants this to be the best Christmas tree ever. Nicole arrives alone and Naomi as well. When she's asked where Jacob is, she says, "Who cares? They're not speaking." She refuses to talk about it right now. Danny's upset the party's shrinking and learns that Chelsea might not be coming. They decide to get started on trimming that tree. Jacob arrives and tells the family that Naomi was snooping for gifts and found his. She says it sucked and is ugly. Jacob denies it and shows it to them. It's a changuito, a Mexican monkey hat that spreads water. They won't let him use it. Naomi barks that he doesn't know what she wants. He thought she'd want a souvenir. He wants to take her to Mexico. Naomi realizes she's doing far too much and squeals with delight. Naomi tells Chelsea about the toy and the Mexico trip, and they whip out the Cascade to help do dishes. She puts it on, and when Chelsea arrives, she gets a face full of water. Everyone laughs. At Martin's, he tells Smitty this will be the best Christmas tree ever. Smitty says it's not a contest, but Martin says it is. His sister's trying to one-up him. The kids appear with cookies and moon over old ornaments. June arrives with hugs and gifts. She's grateful they invited her and hands over the gifts, asking them to open them now. When they do, they see their old ornaments they made as kids. Regina, her sister, gave them to her when they reconnected. The kids don't remember them and find them cute. June admits she didn't get them a tree and there was nowhere to hang the ornaments. They seem sad. The parents watch as June confesses she probably spent the cash on something else. It's when she made the call to CPS. It's when she knew she'd have a better chance without her. It's the hardest thing, but she knows it's the right thing to do. June's grateful to Martin and Smitty. Smitty calls the decision their good fortune, and the kids assure June they're fine. They can see she's changed. Tyrell forgives his mom. June sobs in his arms. At the hospital, Leslie gossips to Ted about her thoughts that Vernon's stepping out on Anita the same way he stepped out on Nicole. Ted calls Vernon a gentleman, but Leslie relays the whole conversation about them not wanting to be seen together, or people would get the wrong idea. Leslie says Vernon said, "Especially my wife." Ted asks her not to gossip about this. She won't and thinks it'll bring them closer together. When she calls him Teddy, he asks her to stop it. "It's a bright red flag for me." She calls them friends and he nods. He's glad she has other irons in the fire. Eva lets herself into Smitty and Martin's. She says Ted's on the way. She didn't mind coming alone since she knew Kat wouldn't be there. Kat breezes by Eva. "What made you think that?" She hands out presents and meets June, who calls her beautiful. She's seen her around Orphe's and says it's nice to meet her. Kat says she's going to Danny's but wanted to see the kids. She's excited about the cotillion. Behind her, Eva looks snooty and Kat tells Samantha all about how she gets to pick her shoes and escort. Kat ignores Eva and tells Samantha, "Lots of prep, but it's a dream." Ted wanders in. He hugs Kat, glad to see her. Kat goes to talk to the kids while Ted apologizes to Eva, who talks about her sister hating her. Martin and Ted talk about the past secrets with Nicole and Smitty, and then Ted and Eva leave. Later, Regina arrives. Smitty invited her. Samantha and Tyrell are happy to see her. They remember her. The reunion is sweet and touching. June cries and there are hugs from their auntie. Storytime begins and everyone laughs over stories about the kids until they finish trimming the tree. They gift Regina with the task of putting the angel on the tree. She thanks them for the invite and June's invited to stay with Regina overnight. They leave together and the parents embrace and talk about how resilient the kids are despite what they've been through. Back at home, Vernon tickles the ivories as he looks at Anita's photo. At Uptown, Anita downs a drink as she thinks about what Dr. On told her. Tracy and Sharon rush in. Is it cancer? Anita cries and nods and the women hold her close. She wants to be around for her kids and grandkids. They tell her they'll support her through this whole ordeal. Once Anita's gone, Tracy demands the truth about Vernon. Sharon will tell her. Kat arrives without Tomas at Danny's and puts the star on the top of the tree. Ted finds Nicole at home. He doesn't want to keep any more secrets and tells her that Vernon is having an affair with Sharon. Anita arrives home and sits Vernon down to tell him she has bad news. Hooked on Beyond the Gates, join our official Beyond the Gates Facebook group. Get spoilers, recaps, theories, and fan talk all in one place.